What you see, I have sent her a dessert. A very special dessert. I wrote it myself.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Binging with William, where this week we are looking at the chocolate cake from Matrix Reloaded. And we're gonna bake this cake in 2 steps. First, we will build our cake slice and its plate using the Vertices API from React Native Skia. And then we will apply a nice layer of digital rain onto it. And we can even change the colors if we want to. Skia provides us with some nice capabilities to draw 2D meshes with texture mapping, and we can play some tricks to always sort our triangles in the right order. So let's draw a triangle and apply a 3D transformation onto it. To visualize this nicely, we assign a specific color to each vertex. Now we can extrude the shape to give it a nice looking 3D form. There are many packages that will give you the geometry that you need here, and I decided to use Geometry Extrude that seems to work well enough. Now our vertices are all over the place, and what we can do is sort each triangle by depth. We first group the vertices that are on the same plane, they share the same normal. This will make sure that the quads are not split when sorting the faces. And then we can take the centroid of each face for sorting, or we can take the minimum depth of each face. This is quite a primitive way to draw our mesh, but this seems to work very nicely. And we can do the same with our plate. We draw a circle as a list of vertices, and we can choose as many as we need to get a smooth effect. From there, we extrude the shape. And we also need to sort the vertices. Finally, we can put the 2 together, and again, we need to nicely sort the objects so that they are drawn in the correct order. This looks good enough. Now we need to bake the digital rain. There are 2 ways to do it. The very easy way is to use a shader from Shadder Toy. We need to convert from the GSL syntax to the Skia shader syntax. There are a couple of differences we need to take into account here. Usually ChatGPT is pretty good at helping with the migration. Once we have our shader, we get all the mapping information from the extrude geometry package. Looking good, but of course we can also draw the digital rain using Skia onto an off-screen surface. In fact, we've done this in a previous tutorial. We load the symbols as a font file and draw them onto a grid. Then we can change the symbols at random time intervals. Now we need to generate the raindrops. For each column we create an array, and in the array we put a sequence of random length where the value goes from 0 to 1, and this is what we will use for the opacity. And we can also generate a sequence of zeros to express spaces between raindrops. On each frame we shift the values of the array where the last value becomes the first, and so on. And we can also play with different colors and add some nice mask blur to the symbols. Now we can map the texture onto the faces, and of course we can use different textures for each object if needed. So definitely not a real 3D scene, but a delicious 2.5D cake done with React Native Skia, Gesture Handler and Reanimated. I would definitely recommend this recipe when needing to add a bit of depth to your Skia animations. And until next time, happy hacking!